So for our next unit, we're combining coil pots with press molds. The unit after coil pots would have been press molds and drape molds. In an effort to save some time, we're going to do a press mold coil pot, and you're going to make one large press mold coil pot, or 2 medium, or 3 small. So it's up to you in terms of what you make. I'm going to go with a bowl. So I have a bowl here. This is ceramic. If you have ceramic or plastic, you have to line those materials, the ceramic or plastic or glass, with a barrier. So I'm going to use some saran wrap here, and I'm just going to cut a piece that I'm going to put inside the bowl. That will help protect it and make sure that it releases from the clay. So I'm just going to kind of lay this out and go ahead and cut that off. So I'm going to let that kind of sink in there, and it's just going to take the shape of the bowl. I'm not too worried about it right now in terms of if it's fitting perfectly. I just want to make sure that any part of the clay is touching the saran wrap and not the ceramic. If it touches the ceramic, it will stick and then it won't release and your project will break. So I'm going to take a little bit of clay, and this is clay that I had pre-wedged. So I have a little bit of the clay. I have a work board here, and I'm going to go ahead and just start by rolling out some coils. So again, it's really important that your coils are consistent in terms of your thickness and in terms of the the roundness of it. Try not to have it be thick here and then thin here. You want it to be pretty consistent in terms of that. It doesn't matter about the length. You can make it as short or as long as you want. I'm going to start by just rolling this coil on itself. Now, you should know by now that anytime you are attaching clay to itself, you have to slip and score, right? So there's a little way around that. You notice on this piece, I didn't slip or score. I just wrapped it on itself. I'm going to drop it inside my bowl here, and I'm going to continue to build around it. After I have a good bit built up, then I'll go in and I'll blend those. If I blend really, really well, I can skip that slip and score part with a project like this. So I have this coil here, and I'm just going to continue to wrap it around and build this up as I go. Now I'm going to loosen this just a little bit so I have some room in there. You can see how that is starting to just lay inside there. So continuing. And I'm working on a piece of cement board right now. This is similar to a canvas line work board, but this is what I have at home. So that's why I'm using this. It's just another option for materials here. Okay. So I'm just laying that in there. And you do have to be careful that your piece doesn't get, that you don't wrap the saran wrap in that clay. Otherwise it will get stuck. You can be as creative as you like with these, how you lay them out. If you want to create a pattern or design with them as you go, you can certainly do that. I'm just kind of laying them in rings right now, and then I'm going to add some different design or decoration. And notice all these coils are about the same in terms of the thickness. So that's really important. So I kind of have the base here created, and so you can kind of see that. I'm going to start now on the sides, and I'm going to create a little pattern here. So I'm going to wrap these and flatten them into shapes like that, and then build them up on the side.